Picture this, you just got home from school and need to start working on an essay. Unfortunately, you're not the greatest typist in the world, and you know it's going to take a while to complete. Hours later, you're only halfway done. You sigh and think, man, I really need to get better at typing. So you go to YouTube and look up videos, try to read articles, and talk to people you know that can type fast. But it all seems like too much information to digest. So you turn to AI. Regardless of how you feel about AI, it's taken the world by storm, and it feels like everything from your toaster to your car has some sort of AI built into it. But how good is it at giving typing advice? Well, my name is Isaac, and over the course of 7 years, I've gone from 15 words per minute to 150 words per minute. I think I'd be pretty good at judging typing advice. So today, I'm going to feed ChatGPT, Gemini, and Copilot the same prompt and use a rubric to grade their responses. At the end, we'll have a good idea of which AI knows the most about improving your words per minute. Before I begin, it's important to note that even with the use of a rubric, there will be some subjectivity involved, and of course there's no easy way to grade the response from each AI. Additionally, it's entirely possible that they produce nearly identical responses, which could range from very helpful to not helpful at all. Here's the prompt I'll be giving each AI. Assume the role of a keyboarding/typing teacher with 20 years of experience. I'm your student and am currently unable to type at all. Provide me with a detailed, actionable plan that will get me typing 100 plus words per minute in 3 years. And here's the rubric I'll be using to grade their responses. So let's talk about each AI's response and which one I think is the best. So I'm here at ChatGPT's response. I've copied it into a PDF so that I don't reveal my full name or anything like that. Let's get started. So I'm not going to read this word for word, but essentially it outlines the end goal at the beginning, which I think is pretty useful. Talks about year 1, so an entire year we're going to be building strong foundations, which in my opinion is perfectly fine. Months 1 to 3, finger placement, touch typing basics. That's about how long I think it would take me to learn if I had to start again, but each person is different. They talk about daily practice 15 to 30 minutes, which is quite good. You don't really want to do too much less than that, and you really don't want to do a whole lot more than that unless you have the time. They use specific websites, which is good. Typing Club, Keeper, and Reddit. I've never heard of these two, but I have heard of Typing Club. It's pretty good. Start slow, focus on accuracy over speed. Thank you. That's very important. Type at least 15-20 words per minute, 95% accuracy. I'd say like 98. That's one of the criticisms I might have of this. Really, it should be close to 100, but 95 is not that bad. Talks about basic punctuation, entire keyboard layout by touch. Again, some of these websites that I've heard of and some of them which I have not. 10 fast fingers is a good one. Definitely use that. Milestone type at 20-30 words per minute. Full alphabet, high accuracy. Very good. I find it interesting. They don't outline like a specific accuracy. That might be kind of helpful. Then they talk about reinforcing techniques, begin speed building. This is kind of makes sense. Yeah, you don't want to be stuck at super slow speeds forever. Start typing short passages, common sentences. That's good. Real world typing experience is so important. That should be the number one thing always. Don't just rely on typing websites. Actually go and do the things. Time test, focus drills, kind of. They're not as important as you might think. For 35-40 words per minute over 95. Again, probably should be like 98, 99. That's one of my criticisms, but that's all right. Year 2, skills expansion, consistency. Consistency really throughout the whole thing. But yeah, year 2, that kind of makes sense. The second, third should be consistent and kind of just expanding your skills. Start practicing common word groups, connectors, the, and, with, that. That's good. Also, I'd throw in ing, ed, things like that, like word endings, prefixes, suffixes that are common. Do those as well. Type racer is pretty good. I've not seen Nitro type in here yet. ChatGPT, what's going on? 5 to 10 minutes daily warm-ups. Yeah, warm-ups, super important, always important. Focus on errors. Yeah, make sure that you're paying attention to what you get wrong so that you know what to fix. Monkey type is really good for that. If you want to just make a custom script, then practice that every day for the things you get wrong. Type 55-60 words per minute consistently. That's very easy to do by the end of year 2. Very realistic. Nice job. And then 19 through 24. Let's see here. Not really much else to say. Typing from thought, not just copying text. That's important, especially when you're writing essays in the real world. Code switching drills, letters to symbols. Yeah, learn your symbols. Not everyone does that. I'm not actually that good with symbols. Monkey type, Nitro type. There we go. Okay, yeah, these two are pretty good for symbols. I'd say definitely more monkey type. Nitro type isn't really advanced. It's probably actually one of the easier ones. Another criticism, they also spelled this wrong. That's 2 words. Transcribing audio clips. Yes. Audio clips, that's actually super useful. Being able to type what somebody's saying in real time is very important. You have to type really fast to keep up with people. Everyone says people talk at 150 words per minute. That's not true. It's usually closer to 200. And then the milestone reached 70 to 75, still above 95% accuracy. Again, that should really be close as possible to 100%. Definitely. Year 3, elite typing level, 75 to 100. I don't know if I'd consider that elite, but it's pretty good. Speed sprinting, stamina, go through 90 words per minute. Okay, that's fine. Stamina is always important to build just because you're not going to be typing 10 to 15 second things in real life. You're probably going to be typing for longer than that. Sprint sessions, 1 minute bursts at max speed followed by recovery. This is actually kind of like running. 10-15 minutes on monkey type, punctuation numbers, custom word lists. Yes, they're using the custom features. That's good. Type a full 500-word essay in under 10 minutes. That's a good practice, I guess. Slow and perfect typing drills to clean up sloppiness. Awesome. And then 100 words per minute mark, maintain it under various conditions. Spreadsheet tracking, that's good. Online typing competitions, basically NitroType, and then Type Eraser and all the other good ones. Programming symbols, that's good if you're going to be programming. If not, it's not really necessary, but it's kind of nice they included it. And then distraction resistance drills. All right. Background noise. I actually focus better when there's something going on in the background instead of just typing. And then let's see, final daily weekly routine once you're advanced. 5-10 minutes warm up. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that all looks good. And don't look at your hands ever. Yes, from day one. They probably should have put that at the beginning, but still, it's nice that they included it. Keep your posture straight, elbows level. Also, they should have put that at the beginning, but yes, very important. Use all 10 fingers at the beginning. Again, that's good. Type real content. That's important. Set monthly goals. Yeah, always set a goal. You don't want to just say, oh, I want to type as fast as possible. Have a specific goal and try to get there. And then it asks about a schedule, which is kind of nice. So overall, ChatGPT did a pretty good job. Just a few minor criticisms. Need to have a higher focus on accuracy. Some of those things at the end should have been the very first things mentioned. But other than that, I'd say it did a pretty good job of being realistic and specific and mentioning websites. That's always a good thing. So ChatGPT did pretty well. Then we have Microsoft Copilots. This was definitely the shortest of the three, but it was still pretty decent. So it talks about ultimate goal, 100 plus words per minute, high accuracy, 3 years. 3 years, awesome. So it kind of outlines it at the beginning. This is actually pretty nice. I appreciate that. Foundation months, 1 through 6. Okay, so 6 months for foundations. That's good. Daily practice, 5 to 6 days a week. That really should be 7. To be honest with you, I know that might seem like a lot to some of the beginners. You really should be practicing every day, especially when you're doing the fundamentals. It's okay to take a break every once in a while, but 6 days a week at least. But that's fine. Tools, typing club, keyboard errata type. That's fine. Yep, specific. Actually, the same 3 websites, which is good. Home row mastery. Okay. Proper posture, hand positioning. So I like how Copilot puts that at the beginning because that's really important. Avoid looking at the keyboard. I wish they used stronger language here. Like, don't avoid it. Just don't do it at all. Accuracy greater than speed. Good. They have that at the beginning. Ooh, I don't like that. 90% accuracy should be 97, 98 probably. Just always accuracy above everything else. They have some basic goals. Okay, that doesn't look like they talk a lot about the actual meat practicing, but I'm assuming these websites will do that. And then we have phase 2, skill building. Okay, muscle memory. Good, good. 30 to 45, that's good. 5-6 days a week. Really should be 6-7, but that's all right. Typing.com, 10 fast fingers, NitroType. Okay, those are good. Numbers, symbols. Okay, there we go. So some prefixes and suffixes. TH, ING, TION. Good. Typing races challenges, emails, essays, real world. You should do that pretty much as early as you kind of have some level of familiarity with the keyboard. So that's good. Month 9, month 12, month 18. Okay, so it gives you specific goals. That's good. That's always good to have specific goals. Phase 3, speed and endurance. Okay. 90 words per minute, improving typing stamina. Fine. Monkey type, type racer. Fine. I would even throw in NitroType here. Focus areas, long form. That's good. Typing from audio, again, that's really important for real world application, like you're taking notes at a meeting or taking notes for a lecture. Typing unfamiliar words, that's good. Speed test, progress tracking, makes sense because if you want to get to your goals, you kind of have to know where you are. Phase 4, mastery maintenance. Maintenance is important. I like how they actually kind of use that language. Goal sustain 100 plus words per minute, 95% accuracy. Really should be like 98, but we're all getting there. 4-5 days a week, really should be 5-6, but that's fine. You're still not quite out of the woods yet. You should be practicing just about every day. Once you get past maybe 100 words per minute, then you're good to practice every couple days. It's fine. Milestones. Okay, there we go. All right, so then we have tips for success. Pretty much just wrapping it up. Track progress. Okay, there we go. Stay consistent. Always important. Use ergonomic tools. Consider a mechanical keyboard and proper chair desk setup. That's important. I like how they don't specifically say you need a super high-end one because you don't. Mechanical keyboards are way cheaper than they used to be. Just look into one if you're going to be a serious typist. It might not hurt. You can always return it, get your money back if you don't like it. Gamify it. That's actually really good for motivation. Gamifying things. Taking breaks. That's important. You don't want to hurt yourself. Again, 6-7 days a week can be a lot. So if it feels like that's too much, take a break. I appreciate how they do that. And then spreadsheet to track progress, that seems to be pretty normal. Very nice. So overall, I think this was pretty good. A couple minor criticisms. Again, the accuracy, especially on this one, seems to be kind of low. But other than that, pretty good. All right, and we have Gemini. So we're going to look at building the foundation. Year 1, 0 to 40. So this is, I guess, one of the higher words per minute goals for the first year, but that's fine. First year is about mastering the basics, proper hand position, touch typing, that's good. Typing without looking at your fingers, building initial speed and accuracy, really more so accuracy than speed, but that's fine. Goal, learn proper posture, yep, that's good. like how they put that at the beginning. Hand placement, that's fine. Master home rows, keys, that's good. Achieve 10-15 words per minute with high accuracy. Yep, okay, so now they have the emphasis on high accuracy. Action plan, I wish they actually called out what accuracy. 98% is probably what you should aim at, if not higher. Posture, that's good. Good to have that at the beginning. I like how they have relaxed. I think that was in the other two too, I just didn't mention it. Keyboard position, center your body with the G and H keys. Yes, please do that. Fingers on home row, they give you very specific directions on where to put your fingers. That's very good. Although any typing website worth its salt is going to include that, but I don't see any mention of a typing website here, which is kind of annoying because if I'm a complete beginner and feeling lazy, I would rather just know which ones to go to. Daily practice, 34 to 5 minutes. That's probably pretty good. I wouldn't do more than 45 minutes. You're going to get burnt out. Seriously crucial. Speed will come later. That's important. Focus on accuracy. Typing software websites. It even says use beginner-friendly typing tutorials, specifically teach individual keys in the home row, but it doesn't say which ones to use, which is annoying. No peeking. Yes, you should not. Repetition. That's good. 4 to 6, expanding your reach. Goal, learn the top and bottom rows. Shift keys, start typing simple words, 20-25 words per minute with good accuracy. That's important. Extend finger reach. That's actually pretty important. Get familiar with those keys that aren't really close to home row. Simple words, short sentences, that's good. Daily practice, 60 minutes. That might be a little bit much. Maybe 30-45 is fine. 7 to 12, full keyboard punctuation introduction. Okay, so now we're at the end of the first year. We are familiarized with the keyboard more or less. All alphanumeric keys, yes. Punctuation, that's important. Short paragraphs, fine. Daily practice, 60 minutes. That's a little high. If you can do that, great, but not everyone can. Year 2, building speed fluency. Second year should focus towards increasing your typing speed while maintaining the accuracy worked hard to build. Good. Master all common punctuation symbols. Begin specific speed building exercise. Achieve 50-60. All right. Word repetition, burst typing. Bursting is pretty useful, yeah, especially NitroType's pretty good for that. Error analysis, pay attention to the keys you consistently miss. That's really important. If you use typing.com, and probably the other ones too, we'll mention which ones you frequently miss, and you can go to Monkey Type and specifically practice those. Daily practice, 60-75, that's high. Like, that's more than you need to. Don't get me wrong. Back in my peak, I was probably doing an hour and a half of practice every day, but that was not necessary. That was just for fun. Month 1924, consistency and rhythm. That's good. Develop a consistent typing rhythm and significantly reduce hesitation. Achieve 65-75. Rhythm and flow, that's fine. Backspace minimization. I mean, if you make a mistake, you have to fix it. Varied, okay. Yeah, that's good. Definitely real world things that are varied. Daily practice, 75 minutes is a little high. An hour at most, I'd say, is fine. You can do more if you want to, but you really probably shouldn't unless you have the time. Final year is about pushing your limits. That's good. Consistently type above 80. Mentions drills again. That's good. Sprint sessions, that's good. Mind-muscle connection. Start to internalize the keyboard layout so deeply that you barely have to think about key presses. You should already kind of be there at this point. Daily practice, 75 to 90 minutes. That's a lot. You can do that, but you don't have to. You should be able to do less than that and still get pretty close to 100 words per minute. And then months 31-36, endurance, consistency, real-world application. Consistently achieve 90 to 100 words per minute, 98% accuracy over extended periods. That's good. Marathon sessions. 20-30 minutes continuously. That's really hard. For those of you who've never tried to do that before, that's very difficult to do. Flow state typing. Aim to get into a flow state where you're not actively thinking about typing, but rather focusing on the content. That's something that's really important, and it really only comes with experience. You just have to keep practicing. Transcribe audio. Okay, I think all three of them mentioned that, and that's good. You definitely want to do that. Integrate into daily life. Make typing your primary method of input for all computer-related tasks. Yes, use your keyboard for like everything. You do not need to use your mouse for everything. Daily practice, 90+ minutes. Okay, so they don't seem to be very realistic with how much free time some of us have, but that's fine. Regularly take 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute words per minute test amount of progress. Okay, consistency is king. So they're kind of doing this thing that ChatGPT did at the end where they're talking about kind of the takeaways. This really should be at the beginning and the end, but that's fine. Consistency is king. That's really important. Accuracy before speed. Good. Proper ergonomics. That really should be number one and the first thing. No peeking. That's important. Listen to your body. Yeah, that's true. If you feel like you're hurting, don't type. Take a break. Track your progress. Yep, patience and persistence. Yes, you will plateau several times. It's really annoying, and vary your practice. Yep, mix it up with different things. I'm definitely not one that does that. I just usually do NitroType. Ooh, did they not mention a spreadsheet? Oh, come on. No spreadsheet. That's sad. Okay, all right, and that is it for Gemini. Next, we'll go to the rubric. I am here at the rubric, so I broke it into the fundamentals, learning the keyboard slowly, thoroughly, accurately. They all pretty much did pretty good on that. Copilot wasn't quite as specific or emphasized about it, so I gave them 10 points. Not looking at the keyboard when typing. They all did a pretty good job of mentioning this, using all 10 fingers. ChatGPT, I think, specifically mentioned it. I could be wrong, but they had language that pretty strongly emphasized it. These two, not quite so much. Mentioned specific sites to practice on. ChatGPT, Copilot, you did fine. Gemini, you didn't mention a thing about specific websites, which was really annoying. Places an extremely strong emphasis on consistency for emphasis on practice. ChatGPT good, Gemini good, Copilot, alright. Emphasizes the importance of accuracy over speed. They all did fine here. Talk about the transition from typing individual keys to word blocks. They kind of talked about this a little bit, more so suffixes and prefixes and common words, but none of them talked about transitioning from looking for specific keys to just typing words. Provides a realistic and specific plan for practicing. Yeah, I know some of them had pretty unrealistic standards for practice, but they all gave specific steps. It wasn't like practice 10 hours a day, so I give them all 5 here. Places strong emphasis on good posture and form throughout. They did alright with this. ChatGPT should have mentioned it earlier. Gemini and Copilot did pretty well. Excludes anything about a super high-end keyboard being a necessity. This is like a hyper-specific thing that annoys me, is when good typists who just happen to use a good keyboard are like, you need a good keyboard to learn how to type fast. And I'm a bit of a hypocrite here because I have a nice keyboard, but not everyone does, and you don't need to. You just, any basic keyboard that you think is comfortable and that allows you to type at whatever speed you can will be fine, and they all did fine here. So ChatGPT won with a score of 90, Gemini took second with 88, Copilot with 86. In all honesty, these are all fine. If you follow these, you would get to 100 words per minute just fine. I just think ChatGPT's is a little bit better than the rest of them. And so there you have it. ChatGPT won, Gemini and Copilot were very close behind, but in reality, again, they're all fine. None of them were bad, none of them were especially fantastic, but they were all fine and they'd all work. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next one.